Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beverley Pryor. Thank you for joining today with Topics with Miss Beverly. I am so happy that you are subscribing to my channel. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, I'm going to ask you just to go ahead and click that button. I have very interesting topics that I want you all to pay attention to and listen to so that it can help us. And as usual, we can help each other. As you can see, I am wearing my pink today. My pink, I received this band from a friend in church maybe 2 Sundays ago. It says hope, strength, and it says fight on. So those who have suffered with breast cancer, just to let you know that I am praying for you. Those who are still going through, those who have survived, I give God thanks. So remember that Beverly is praying for you. God bless you. And as usual, I say a prayer at the beginning or at the end. So I'll do so at the end. So today, with topics with Miss Beverly, what I want to talk about is how can we come out of debt? So hoeing, and some of us don't know how to come out. And so it just goes on and on and on. You're borrowing to pay back. You get your pay, you're paying out of it. All sort of things are happening. But as usual, this program helps you with solutions to your problem or solutions with our problems because we all go through from time to time. So today, the first thing I want you to look at is you say you are on a fixed income, but life has get gotten the best of you, and so you have to borrow money. This is just a simple program that I'm doing so that everyone can understand. So you borrow a loan, but the loan is now in default. That simply means you weren't able to repay the loan. And I must tell you that it happens to every every one of us, middle class, poor, we things happen that we didn't expect. And so because we didn't have enough money in our savings account, we had to borrow from maybe a friend, maybe from the bank, maybe from some of these loan companies that are charging us 300 and 400% payback. But what I want to say to you is that when this occurs, do not walk away from the problem. What you can do is call the loan officer and let them know your financial status and work out a payment plan with them. Now, let them know based on your financial status how much you can afford to pay. So, for example, you may get at the beginning, you get a loan for, say, $5,000, and they ask you to pay back $200 on a bi-weekly basis, or maybe 500 on a monthly basis, right? But things came up, and so you weren't able to repay the loan. Call them. Just call them and let them know. I know sometimes these collections officers, they're a bit aggressive, right? But you don't have to be aggressive with them. Just stand up to them and let them know that this is what you can afford, because you don't want them to pursue you to pay what you cannot afford, and then you're back at stage one again. So if your loan or loans were, say, turned over to a collection officer, negotiate with them. I think I said that at the beginning of one of my programs. Please do not let them pressure you to pay more than what you can afford to pay. It doesn't make sense. Um, do not say I do not care. For example, when they put your loans or turn over your loans to the collection officers, right, and you know it your credit score, do not say I don't care. Go to your credit report and you will see the collection company's telephone numbers, contact number, the name of the company, everything is on it. You can check your credit score on, you know, the different sites that offers it. Call them and negotiate, right? When you call them, just ask them for a settlement. And I think I said that in one of my programs too. Call them. Say, for example, the loan companies turn over your loan to a collection agency. And when you look at your credit report, you see $3,000. Ask them for a secondment. They're going to allow you to pay less than what you actually owe. Also, when they do that, work out a payment plan with them. And as I said before, do not let them pressure you of how much you have to pay. Let them know that this is what you can afford to pay, whether on a monthly basis, whether on a bi-weekly basis. So it is better to do that. Also, from experience, from experience, I know a lot of people do not like automatic draft. You know, I know a lot of people don't like that, but I find it to be a better way out, because when I do not do the automatic draft, if I get a loan, I usually miss my payments. And then once you miss one payment, you're in serious trouble. So my recommendation to you is to let them go ahead and do automatic draft from your bank account. I know some of us don't like everybody getting into our bank account, but for me, it's the better way out. And that's just a suggestion. You do what you want to do. If you're not disciplined to make those payments, let them do the automatic draft. Um, and so, how can I come out of debt? You can create a detailed list of all your debts, such as, you know, our debts are put away our standard bills, because we know we have to pay the car note, the car insurance. We have to pay our rent, mortgage, you know, and then, you know, these are standard bills. But the other debts that we do have is like our credit cards, our loans, and maybe other outstanding balances. So for each one, you know the amount owed, right? And so what you can do from time to time is to just pay off one at a time. Just do just do one at a time. So it is so important. And when you do that one at a time, try to keep up doing it on a monthly basis. Um, we can also look at a budget that is very realistic to us. Where in one of my programs, if you go back, where I talk about our income and our expenses, And so, what we can do is to find areas, right, that we can cut. The other day, I was preparing a budget for an organization. And when I look at the budget, I realize that there are certain things that I said, we can cut here, we can cut here, we can cut here. And when we were done, it increases our estimated profit for the year. So you look to see where you can cut and cut them. Things that is only a want and not a need. Or if you say you spend $200 on food and you think you can spend $180, you're saving $20 there. So it is so important to find ways also. A lot of people say um, one of the ways that we can pay off our debt is to find ways for extra income. But even though that's good, right? Because I do that myself, but we cannot rely on it, because if we're trying to get extra income, right, it has to be realistic. That simply means it's something that we know that we can do on an ongoing basis, right? So I would encourage us um, to find extra money. Maybe some people will do a part-time job and so on. But if you're doing a part-time job, you can you can ask to give up that position. So always ensure that whatever you're doing, right, to settle your wares, it comes from your direct earning. It's all good when we have something extra. Thank God, but ensure that you create or organize your budget by lessening your expense account. Also, um, a lot of people look at debt consolidation. To be honest, some are good, some are bad. Because the last time, a few years ago, um, I said, let me try the debt consolidation. And so I signed up with a company because I wanted to pay down on my credit cards. And I think there was another thing that was showing up on my credit. But when I gave when I signed the agreement and so on, I realized that they were taking the money from my account, but the amount on my credit report was still there. So they were just taking, just taking, just taking. And so you have to be very aware of these debt consolidation companies. That is why I would encourage you to call the organizations yourself, right? To settle your arrears than going through the different debt consolidation. I am not saying that you may not have good ones out there, but even the other day, someone told me that they, signed up with a debt consolidation. For 6 months, they were taking out money out of her account. And when she went on her credit report, there were no movement at all. So they took the money and did nothing with it. So we have to look out for these debt consolidation companies, right? Because you don't want to be paying them. She's paying for 6 months. She could pay off a debt. She could pay off a debt. but that's life. So I will encourage you just to, when you're getting ready to do monetary transactions, right? Speak to someone, speak to an accountant, speak to someone in your, in your neighborhood, in your communities, because a lot of times we really don't have to pay any money, right? For people to do things for us. Sometimes it's just not necessary. God bless you. God keep you. And this is all that I have for you today, right? And as I always give a little thought, today I'm saying to you, um, two popular methods can help you prioritize which debt to pay off first. Okay, there are two popular methods that can help you prioritize which debt to pay off first, right? But my thing with this is that I would look at the who I owe. I look at who I owe to make my decision, who I pay first and who I pay second. All right, get out of debt. Get out of debt. I want you to get out of debt because you don't want to go to your bed at nights and so worried about who you owe. And one thing, if you borrow from a very good friend and you really cannot pay back the money, call your friend and ask your friend, that's number two, to forgive you for that loan. He or she will likely do it. God bless you. God keep you. And all those who are going through today, right, with breast cancer, I assure you that He sent His word and He healed your disease. He is God and He will heal you. So don't worry and don't fret. Thank you for joining Topics with Miss Beverly. See you again in November. God bless you and God keep you.